Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am just sitting on my patio enjoying the beautiful weather outside this morning, sipping some coffee. The birds are out chirping. They're a little loud, so that's why I have my microphone on now. But today I wanted to talk to you about why I make traveling such a priority, because I didn't always prioritize it. And it's not to say that I didn't travel or that I in the past didn't like traveling. I just didn't make it my number one priority as I do now. So before I moved to Nashville, living in Kansas, I would come to Nashville about once a year or so because my sister lived here at the time, so I was visiting her. And I would take other random trips, but it wasn't as frequent as I try to do now. One of the reasons that I wasn't making travel a priority is because I thought at the time that I couldn't afford it. So that kind of held me back and prevented me from exploring the world, so to speak. The organization that I worked for at the time had a pretty decent benefits package. So besides getting all of the federal holidays off, we would accumulate at least 2 days of PTO, paid time off, but they were separated into two categories. So we had vacation leave and sick leave. The vacation leave is for pretty much anything that you wanted to take a day off from work. The sick leave was dedicated if you were obviously sick, or if you had a doctor's appointment, or if you had a family member that was sick that you needed to take care of, you would use your sick leave. So I would accumulate a vacation day and a sick day every pay period. The longer that you worked at this organization, you would accumulate more hours per pay period, but that's roughly about a day each per pay period. When I moved to Nashville and I left that organization, I had about 300 hours of vacation leave and about the equivalent sick leave. And I was just kind of reminiscing and thinking about why did I have so many hours accumulated? And it's just because I couldn't afford traveling. I didn't take that many days. And in my mind, I didn't want to use a vacation day. If I was just going to sit at home and do nothing, I could be productive at work. It's such a ridiculous mindset. Life is too short to just be working all of your life. So the organization that I had worked for had a policy: if you were leaving before your retirement age, they would only pay out your vacation leave up to 175 hours. I had 300 plus hours. I only got a vacation leave. I only got paid out 175 hours. So I lost, do the math, that many vacation hours, and I lost all of my sick leave that I had earned, that I could have taken throughout my time working at this organization. So when I moved to Nashville, it really hit me of how much time, money that I lost with those vacation hours. And I made the resolution to myself not to make that same mistake now at my current job that I have. Okay, we're gonna wait until that AC unit's done. Okay, now that my AC unit has kicked off, let's continue. So I made the resolution not to make the same mistakes with my new job and my new city that I live in. And I really had to think about why I wasn't prioritizing traveling in the past. And one of the reasons, like I mentioned earlier, is because I thought I couldn't afford it. Now, I have made a video of how I afford to travel, and I'll link that in the description box below if you want to check that out. But some of the ways that I have changed that is by getting a second job, selling some of my items, looking at different companies' loyalty and rewards why is that such a hard word to say? Rewards programs, and making all of those different benefits work for me so that I can make traveling more affordable and travel more frequently. Another thing that I found that was holding me back from traveling and using my extra spending money was that I was constantly using it all for visiting Nashville. Now that I live in Nashville, my sister lives in Alabama, but just an hour and a half drive. So I'm not using the vacation days, all that time and all that money to go visit her. So I can apply that towards other destinations and other trips. The last thing that I found that was holding me back from prioritizing travel was not having anyone to travel with. So as we get busier and busier, everyone's schedule was getting jammed packed with other things, that it was hard to find time in everyone's schedule that matched up to take trips. And my friends started their own families, having kids, and their free time was even more limited. So I found myself relying on other people's schedules when I took my trips, and I don't know why I didn't just start traveling solo. I'm not afraid to be by myself. I live alone and I have for numerous years on and off, and so that's never been an issue. But the thought of traveling solo just seemed kind of weird. The whole point of traveling is so you can experience that with other people and share the memories. And so the thought of just doing it by yourself and not being able to share those memories seemed a little strange. But I've since changed my mind on that and have taken numerous solo trips, starting with Savannah, which I have a video that I gave some tips on traveling solo based on my Savannah trip. I've gone to Asheville, North Carolina, Chattanooga recently, and I have a couple more trips coming up that are solo trips. So that is something that I think you should get that out of your mind. Solo traveling allows you to take more trips than you would have otherwise because you couldn't find anyone else to go with you during those scheduled times. So that's why I find solo traveling has its benefits and allows you to really take more frequent trips. So now that I've changed my mindset and prioritized traveling, the past couple of years have really emphasized why traveling, getting out, socializing, experiencing new destinations, new cultures, new ideas is so important than just isolating yourself and accumulating so many vacation days that you just lose if you ever leave that job. So now that you know why I prioritize traveling, hopefully that inspires you to make traveling more of a priority in your life. Let me know in the comments below if there's something holding you back from traveling more or as frequently as you want, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now.